Hello, I'm Meiji from Frank Power Oilers. I'll be covering some basic information on diffusing oils in our homes. Diffusing is a very important part of creating a healing home where we can remove artificial or toxic fragrances from air fresheners or candles. And using essential oils is actually a healthier choice. So when we consider diffusion, we need to consider what is the mechanism of this diffusion, the size of the space that you want to diffuse the oil, the amount of oils that you want to use, whether it's convenient for you, as well as the aesthetic aspect. So there are some models of diffusers that are more aesthetically pleasing. Example, the area diffuser, which comes with a wooden base and a glass top, and it actually has music, so the level of enjoyment is different. But you can always choose a basic diffuser just for the health benefits. The ultrasonic diffuser is one way that it works. So what happens is an electric current, it will vibrate a metal disc, okay, at a frequency of more than 20 kilohertz, and then these liquids will actually be agitated into the air. So for these diffusers, it's water-based most of the time, and then it uses tap water, unless the manual calls for you to use distilled water. For nebulizing method, there is no water involved. It's a high-velocity compressed air that turns the liquid into an aerosol. So for this type of diffuser, it uses more oils, but the scent is stronger and more concentrated. For Young Living, we have a ceramic diffuser that works on this method, but because it's glass, so I usually do not recommend it. It's the first line. But if of course you do not have children at home or people who may meddle with glass, right, you can actually choose that as one of your diffuser. What is the benefit of diffusing an oil? So when you diffuse an oil, immediately the scent will react with the limbic system, which is a primitive part of the brain that controls our emotions. And diffusing reduces the odor in the house, so it also keeps the area clean, depends on what oils you use. It relaxes the mind. It could also help to relieve tension. If you use certain oils that improves alertness and concentration, that may also help you during studying or preparing for busy projects or things that need you to concentrate very focused manner. And there may be increased oxygen availability, and some essential oils may produce negative ions during diffusing. Okay. So some of the precautions that you may want to take before you diffuse an oil is you want to know what type of oils you like. I think it's terrible to diffuse something that you don't like at all, and then the whole house is filled with a scent you are not aligned with. So for a start, choose something that you really love and can diffuse that oil. Also, you do need to check the thickness of the oil. So that's called the viscosity. If the oil is very thick, example myrrh or vetiver, it is very much like honey. It will probably not work very well in a diffuser because it's very hard for the machine to churn it into an aerosol. Okay, so these oils you may not want to diffuse. And then just take note, if you do have pets at home, just points for you to take note. It may not affect all the pets, but you may have to observe whether your pets are affected or not. Some data do suggest anise, garlic, horseradish, juniper, thyme, yarrow, and clove should never be used. And we suggest that you can use lavender, cedarwood, chamomile, eucalyptus, myrrh, rose, ravinsara, or valerian. And then for cats, because of their different way of metabolizing substances, we have to be careful with phenols. So example, acacia, clove, or oregano, thyme, and then oils that are high in monoterpenes. Examples, the citrus oils, pine, spine, and fir. So for children, we prefer to use gentle oils. Examples, the citrus, frankincense, tea tree, or patchouli. And some claim that you do not use eucalyptus or peppermint. But from experience, if you do not use excessive and you do not use it very near the face, it should be okay. So how do we start? You can usually start diffusing the oils for around like 15 to 30 minutes a day for a start, and see how you adapt to that, and avoid more than one blend at a time. A blend is a product that has different single oils in it already, so it serves a certain function unless you know that these blends will work well. For example, the thieves or purification, if they blend together, they actually help to keep the air very clean. Okay, then you place the diffuser high because you want the air molecules to fall and clean the area. Okay, so how do we use this diffuser? I will demonstrate with a very basic dewdrop diffuser. It's a very simple diffuser to use. When you open it, it has an inner cap, an outer covering, and the base looks like that. You see a red mark here, so the water should not exceed this red mark. Okay, so you just use tap water, you pour water inside. So depending on where you start diffusing, I will recommend that you start with like 4 to 5 drops for a typical size HDB bedroom. There's no right and wrong for the number of drops that you use. It's all up to individual choices. And then some oils, right, they are actually more concentrated than others. So even if you use like 2 to 3 drops, it's actually more than sufficient. And for some oils, if you add like 10 drops, it may not be so strong. It may also be due to the area that you are diffusing it in. So I will want to maybe diffuse stress away. I drop it 4 to 5 drops. If you're doing it in a living room, which is bigger, you can try with like 10 to 12 drops. Some people can go up to 15 drops. So choose the number of drops that you are comfortable with. And you just cap the inner cap. If you don't place this inner cap, the liquid will just flow out. So you know you have made a mistake, because I've done that before. I forgot the inner cap. Outer cap, there's no catch for the new models, so you just put it on like that. It goes by just a normal plug, electric plug. If you see a button here, you just press. And voila, you got the fumes. There's a blue light. If you don't want it, you turn it off. Press it one more time, you turn it off. And if you turn it off one more time, then it stops. That's so easy. It's the basic way. And this is actually plastic, so I'm not afraid of children breaking glass in my house and I have to clean up the mess later. So this is a very, very free model for families. And then now, so if you want to clean the diffuser, I will recommend cleaning it at least every week. Okay, then what you need to do is you could actually use a teeth spray which has natural alcohol in it, or you can use any alcohol from the pharmacy. Just 2 to 3 drops. I spray it here. I spray at the base. Use a soft brush, okay, You just clean the area. You just rinse it off. Rinse off the alcohol, then rinse off with water one more time. That should do the job. And then for the caps, you can use the Diffusing soap, a natural soap. You can use any natural soap that's not harsh, or Diff's cleaner. Just use very little amount, okay, a few drops, because this is actually concentrated many times, so just a few drops will do. But the soap may be good enough because I just squirt it out and just wash it and rinse off. What happens if after you use, you still find that there's a lingering smell in the diffuser? Then I suggest you run a blank run with just water to cleanse off the scents from the previous diffusion. For the dew drop diffuser, one thing good is most of the oil and water will be used up. So there's not much residue volume, unlike the rainstone diffuser or the area diffuser. There's still a bit of water left after each diffusion cycle. Okay, then for this, if you just let it run, it will go on about 2 hours or so, about 3 hours. If you want to stop it anytime, you just press and then restart later, this button. So yeah, that's it. This is a very simple way of creating natural fragrance in your home. Okay, as we do not want to harm the health of our family members with artificial fragrance and toxic fragrance from candles. So I hope you enjoy this short video on how we can use diffusing to help our home. Thank you very much. Bye bye.